talk about the 2024 film I Saw the TV Glow? Because I cannot be the only person that was emotionally eviscerated by this film. Thank you. I'm not surprised that some people still don't quite understand what this movie is about, even after having seen it. As horror films go, it's kind of unorthodox. The antagonist in this movie isn't some paranormal entity or weapon wielding maniac. Rather, the villain is life itself. The film chronicles two awkward teenagers, Owen and Maddie, who bond over their shared obsession with a TV show called The Pink Opaque. Now, this show is about two teens with psychic powers who are fighting against an oppressive supervillain, Mr. Melancholy, whom I interpret as a very thinly veiled metaphor for depression. I wanted to give a shout out to Danielle Deadweiler, who gives a poetic, eerily serene performance as Owen's mother. Ain't nobody tell me she was in this. Although her character doesn't get a lot of screen time in this one, she steals every scene she's in, per usual. I mean, this woman is a habitual scene stealer. I have yet to see her in a bad role. I also appreciated that the childhood and adult versions of Owen are portrayed as introverted and cerebral in a way that young Black people rarely get to be seen on screen. I love when we get to play characters who are quiet and in their own world. Some of the themes that this movie touches on that I particularly loved were how empowering and transformative witchcraft is for adolescent girls and queer people. Like, if you didn't have a witchcraft phase in middle school that you never got out of, are you really that girl? And also how shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps were many young people's foray into the world of the horror genre. The way that they time warp you into the TV show within the movie is so accurate to the atmosphere of how those shows felt that it was almost disorienting. Definitely something worth experiencing if you haven't seen the movie already. This movie depicts teenage sexuality with much nuance. I've gotten so used to seeing teenagers in these contexts who were self assured and confident in their sexuality. And not that that's a bad thing, but it is refreshing to see teens who don't have it all figured out yet, who are still in the midst of creating and unraveling their identities. It was also refreshing to see a platonic bond form between Owen and Maddie that was intimate without the triteness of sex and romance. Like they were legit just friends, and I needed that for the storyline. I am a huge fan of how anticlimactic growing up is in this movie. We're used to seeing auspicious storylines of young adults being in their so called prime years, ready to set the world on fire. And it's both somehow comforting and a punch in the gut to see that that does not happen in this story. It's comforting because it's real. There usually isn't one clear cut coming of age story in one's life. It's just like one day you're a kid and the next you're not anymore. The rite of passage in this story isn't mismatched romances or learning how to drive, it's grief. Something this movie gets a little too right is its depiction of depression and how depression messes with your perception of time and memories. This movie is about the horror of having your whole life ahead of you and being too depressed to do anything about it. But it's also about how queerness and imagination are lifelines. They are your ticket out of a boring, unfulfilled secondhand life. This film should serve as a reminder that as a filmmaker, you really don't have to do too much to get under an audience's skin. Simply existing as a human being can be horrific enough. Let me know what your thoughts are on the film, and thank you for watching.